In the US, a landmark ruling from the Supreme Court has ruled that Donald Trump has some immunity over a few actions taken while he was president.
Well, the ruling initially relates to the charges brought against Trump by the US government over his attempts to overturn the election results in 2020.
Well, the court voted 6-3 in support of the decision. Dissenting judge opposed the decision by adding the president is now a king above the law. And President
Joe Biden has called the ruling a dangerous precedent due to the power of presidency no longer being constrained by law.
Joining us now, US political analyst. We say good morning to Eric Ham. Eric, what do you make of this?
Well, it's been a stunning day in the United States. 248 years of precedence has been upended now, and now we are learning that presidents are above the law with this ruling by the Supreme Court that rules that presidents do have immunity even for official acts. And so this was a stunning day and for a decision to come down from the courts, a decision that so many of us have been eagerly awaiting and anticipating. Certainly seen as a major win for Donald Trump as it now delays all of his federal cases through the November election. And of course, if he wins, it certainly basically puts them all to bed for good.
And I suppose, here in the UK, we don't have a judiciary that is so politicised. Just explain to us, did the judges, 6 in favour, 3 against, vote on this along party lines?
Yes, this was a ruling that came down along ideological lines. All of the 6 justices that voted in favor were all appointed by conservative presidents. And of course, the 3 that Donald Trump himself appointed also voted in favor of this ruling. The 3 that were appointed by Democratic or progressive or liberal leaning presidents all were in dissent of this ruling. But when you look at many of those who have provided analysis on the decision, both conservative and liberal analysis has said that this was a very troubling decision that comes down. Now, politically, this is certainly good news for Donald Trump because it allows him now to focus primarily on his reelection efforts. But at the same time, given the decision by the courts, it could be seen as a potential boost for Joe Biden, even after such a disastrous debate performance. Now that there is so much power in the office of the presidency, powers that no president has had prior to this decision by a top court of the country.
One of the 3 judges that opposed this, that dissented, said that she feared for our democracy. Is there nothing within the US Constitution that we look at, again, something that we don't have written down in this country, that protects against this level of power for the president? And I'm trying to talk about this in a non-partisan way. I don't want to talk about Trump and Biden. I'm just talking about the role of president. Is that not, protected in the US Constitution?
Well, in the United States, the United States has always built itself as a nation of laws, and the ruling has always stood that no man is above the law. And in fact, we have heard from a number of judges who have said that, in fact, ruling against Donald Trump that no president is a king. And this ruling essentially asserts that not Donald Trump, but the president, in fact, is a king. And now this gives unfettered power to the office of the presidency. And so right now, that age-old question, I can shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and not be held accountable. Joe Biden can literally shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and not be held accountable if he can actually say that he was doing it as an official act. And so what we're seeing here is this is a very stark day, and I think it's going to take weeks, months before the nation and, of course, Washington actually figures out just how this ruling is going to apply to the office of the presidency.
Very interesting. Eric Ham, thank you very much indeed for your take on things. We'll leave it there.